A former Calvin University professor claims he was let go for officiating an LGBTQ+ wedding.
And now he's suing the school under the newly amended Elliott Larsen Civil Rights Act. Lauren Edwards is live in studio with what the lawsuit says. Lauren.
Janice and Josh, I took a good look at that 21-page lawsuit this afternoon, and I also got a chance to speak with Joseph Kuilema, and he says he'll never forget when he was let go. It was painful, but he also says that he's ready to hold Calvin accountable.
Yeah, I think it's a big relief to finally be able to talk more openly about what happened between me and Calvin.
Joseph Kuilema taking action against his former employer, Calvin University. He believes when they terminated his employment in August 2022, they violated his civil rights.
I'm a Calvin alumni. I went to Calvin. I worked there for 14 years. I've grown up in that community. And to have that community say, no, you don't belong here was tremendously painful.
Kuilema says throughout his time there as a professor in the social work program, he received high praise for his teaching and advising. Also, he fought for inclusivity. In the lawsuit, he states, quote, bluntly honest and vocal with his students, fellow faculty, and fellow Calvin community members whenever he disagreed with the CRC's position, particularly in regards to his position regarding LGBTQ+ persons.
I've learned through so many personal relationships over such a long time that LGBTQ people are people. They deserve fundamental human rights like anyone else.
He believed this so deeply that when he was asked by a former student to officiate their wedding, he said yes.
It was a non-religious wedding. I did it on my own time. It had nothing to do with Calvin. It had nothing to do with Christianity.
That was in October 2021. In June 2022, he says he was notified that he was not going to be reappointed for 2 more years of teaching.
I was crushed when I learned that Calvin was not going to keep me around.
In that lawsuit, Kuilema says at the time of the wedding, Calvin did not have an official position on civil marriage, but only on sexual relations, adding, quote, further, the topic of sex between persons of the same gender had not even been voted on by the Synod yet, which is the governing body of the CRCC. In summer 2022, the Synod did vote to codify homosexual sex as a sin, and it was around the time that Kuilema was let go, but he does not regret his decision.
So I said yes. I did not think that this is how that was going to end. But I said yes, and I don't regret that for a moment.
In March of this year is when Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed the expansion of the Elliott Larsen Civil Rights Act to include protections for LGBTQ+ persons. Tuesday, Kuilema filed a lawsuit saying that he's since suffered economic, emotional, and mental damages. But he ultimately hopes that his former employer rights their wrongs, he says, and accepts their LGBTQ+ colleagues and students.
I got caught sort of practicing what we preached, walking the talk. They did not, but I hope that work will continue internally at Calvin. I really do.
Now, Fox 17 has reached out to Calvin University for a comment, and this is their response in part, quote, while there is room for personal disagreement with the CRC doctrine, the university has clear expectations for employees regarding teaching, scholarship, and personal conduct, and follows established processes to review alleged violations of those expectations and to determine appropriate responses. We are confident those processes were followed in this case and plan to defend this lawsuit in court. At this time, the university has no further comment on active litigation. Now, if you would like to read their full statement, you could head to fox17online.com or click on our mobile app. Reporting live here in studio, Lauren Edwards, Fox 17 News.